Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Welcome, everyone, to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. I'm Bryn, here with Gary. We're missing James tonight. He's traveling for work. So just the two of us, but we're excited to be here.
He's in Chicago.
He's in Chicago, right? He's got to make that money somehow.
Anyway.
We're glad to have you. Make sure you are liking this video and you're subscribed. We want to see your comments in the chat. Give us a super thanks, a super chat. We want it all. Make sure you're following along on all of our social media channels, Twitter and Instagram. And again, subscribed here on YouTube and on your favorite podcast platform. We want to see you there as well. Give us a 5-star review. We'd love to have it. We do want to thank our sponsor, Thomas Orthodontics. Please make sure you do look him up at thomasortho.com. Again, we're mid-July. You still have time to get some braces done during the summer. My daughter has to get braces next week. She's super excited about it. Make sure you look up Thomas Orthodontics at thomasortho.com. And Lonnie Johansson, you've been here the last 3 weeks and given us some super chats, and we are so grateful for you. Thank you. You're in Northeast Kansas. Wow.
Razor Ramon? Are we going to go to Texas Tech?
Oh, I don't know. See the tortilla toss. I don't understand the tortilla toss and everything that means. So Razor Ramon, maybe you know, or someone from Texas Tech is going to have to fill us in on. I don't understand the tortillas, but hey, we watched a lot of soccer yesterday. You watched a lot of soccer. I watched a lot of soccer yesterday. I don't know if anybody bet on any soccer matches yesterday. Football. I got to call it football.
It's soccer.
My teenage
We're
son.
Americans. It's soccer.
He gets really mad if I call it soccer. He's a purist when it comes to it. He says it's football. But BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs, from baseball, golf, soccer, and to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. And then when the game's over, head on over to BetOnline's online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or one of their 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% off free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right.
Let's get down to it.
Big 12 Media Days last week.
Yeah.
A lot of info that came out of it. So we want to talk about it, get your reaction. We're going to give some of our reaction. One of the best things about it was seeing all the footage at Allegiant Stadium.
That's true.
That gorgeous, beautiful place.
Some good memories out of that stadium.
We have great memories of that place. It's Raiders Stadium.
Yeah.
I saw some of the Utah football players, and they were admiring some of the Raiders memorabilia. I was going to say Raiders trophies, but hasn't been a lot of those.
Not for a while.
There hasn't been a lot of those recently.
The Black Star, it's great.
Yeah. So yeah, Media Days, what do you think? Where do you want to begin?
Well, let me just a few things that, I came away with. I didn't listen to every minute of every team. No way.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I listened to Whitt, some of the players, and some of the other teams and some of the other players. So, maybe others listened in, but I don't know. I mean, everyone's going to say how good they're going to be, and, you get the stock answer. So you have to kind of read between the lines and kind of pick up on some nuggets that may come through.
Yeah.
For instance, so I think wasn't it the day before Media Day that we found out that Miami's coming?
Right, that Utah's going to play Miami.
Miami. It's a home and home, 2027 at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Is that right? Or do we go there?
No. We play them in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, would they come here?
Well, Rice-Eccles South, basically.
Versus Florida.
Yeah.
The East.
Yeah.
be that as it may, that's what we just found out. And then, of course, Whitt, that's during media days, is where he said, well, someone else is going to be sitting here or going to be at that game. Okay, so that created a lot of interest, what he was meaning. But for me, when I heard it, so we're at 2024, that's 4 years from now.
3. It's 2027 is when we play.
24, 25, 26, 4 years.
Oh, right, yeah.
So 4 seasons away. So when he said it, it actually didn't really, wow.
Anasazi 117. What a name there. Thank you. Man,
thank you.
Thank you for that super chat. We love all of you out there. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it.
And we really do like doing this live together with all of you. We agree.
But so when Whitt said it, and then the Scally thing was just a couple weeks prior to that,
yeah,
or
it was
maybe
like
even
the week before that had been announced.
Coach in waiting, so called. But when he said it, it didn't really surprise me.
No.
In fact, does Whitt have this year and one more year on his contract? I can't remember.
I don't remember on the contract.
I just think at this point, in my own mind, that he's going to run his contract out. As long as he's still, and this is a thing he did say, and he emphasized, is he still has the passion to do it right now. So by him saying it, I think people thought, oh no, he may be getting out of it now, or going to announce something.
Yeah, it was interesting when he did say that, because the question had come up of Morgan Scally and being the head coach in waiting, and then talking about the Miami game that'll be played in 2027. And when he said, I won't be the coach sitting here, and it was kind of like it became this big headline, and people were sort of acting shocked about it. It's like, no, that's not shocking. I think we will be lucky if we have 2 more years with him.
This year and another year?
Yeah.
I think that'd be max person. I think that would be max,
do too.
So
I do too. That's just my own personal feeling. I don't think he's going to continue for too many years longer, especially in media days. He said that he's really glad to have the succession plan, like, locked up. I think that gives him a lot of peace of mind. And so I think he's going to feel more comfortable being able to leave it to somebody that he knows is capable.
Of course, we talked about that in our last podcast.
Yeah.
The importance of the continuity and the succession, and particularly for players. So when they come, they know the culture is going to, it's going to stay the same. And of course, Scally's going to do his own thing and put his own mark on it. And Whittingham even said that. But I think the culture will remain steady, which is so important in today's climate. But anyway, that was a big deal. It wasn't really a big deal to me because I sort of thought about it anyway. But
yeah,
I don't think this was. And then Whitt said in an interview that I was listening to, it wasn't his prepared remarks. I think it was the interview later, I don't know, on one of the local channels. He, and this is a simple thing, and some coaches say this, but he said that they asked him what his feelings, something like that, of getting into the Big 12 this upcoming year, this first year in the Big 12. And he said, well, we're here to win championships. Okay, so for me, when I hear that, that's what I want to hear.
Right.
And actually mean it. Some guys, some teams, we're just glad to be in the league. We're going to improve. We want to be bowl eligible. But no, we're at a place in a program, and I think as fans, that the expectation is championships. I don't think that's arrogance. I just think that's confidence in the players we have, the program, and culture. So I like that. I'm glad he says that stuff. We're not playing for second.
Yeah. And I've been thinking about this a lot because obviously new conference, Ducks fan is asking where James is. He's traveling for work, so he can't spill anything. I have my lid on. I want to make that known so that I don't spill. Of course, then I'm going to jinx myself and it's going to go.
Mine's over here
it's going to go flying everywhere. James is probably playing college football 25. Maybe he lied. Maybe he's not actually traveling for work.
Got to double check that.
You might be onto something, Jersey Bear. Anyways, I was thinking about it because obviously a lot of the questions were, how do you feel about joining the new conference? How do you feel about the Big 12? All that stuff. Obviously, it's new and there's going to be new things. But as I was thinking about it more, I mean, Whittingham, not a lot's going to change for him. He's going to prepare the same way. He's going to do the exact same things he's done. He's not going to get ahead of himself. He's going to take it 1 week at a time. He's not even going to look past week 1. I mean, this is the Whittingham MO. None of that's going to be different because suddenly we're in a different conference. So he's treating it the same way he treated the Pac-12. Winning the conference is the number one goal. That is all they're going to focus on. That is it. But I like you said, I like that he's saying that's what they want. That is success to them. They're not going to,
that's what we're there for.
They're not going to settle for less, whether that happens or not, but that is the goal. They're not going to want to take less than that.
I mean, and he made some great comments about the team. I mean, he says it very often every year, but of course you praise Cam, having Keithy back. Our receiving core is 1,000 times better. Just the number of guys we have, the tight end room, running backs. But then he really praised up the defensive line, and especially the end rushers, the edge rushers, the DNs. We've got a bunch of guys. So when I was listening to him talk about the team, it excited me because, man, I do see the potential there for doing some good things. But yeah, championships. Now, another thing that I liked, you tell me what you think, Bryn, is when Brett Yormark, the commissioner, I mean, I listened to his opening statement and then the questions, and they were okay. I mean, I did like the fact, well, I'll just move forward. And then in an interview, he was asked some questions, and then he made the statement that he wants to make the Big 12 the best conference in America. And then when I put that with his remarks at the start of media days, I like the fact this guy talks like this. You can tell he is forward thinking out of the box, how to make revenue, how to expand, who to bring in as partners, is revenue sharing a thing, et cetera, et cetera. That's the kind of commissioner I want. And so when I hear him say that, I don't think he's blowing smoke. Knowing this guy, I think that's what he's out to do. Now, some guy, I made a statement like this on one of our shorts we put out, and some guy made a comment on it. He goes, well, essentially what he said was, just so you know, the Big 12 isn't to the caliber of the SEC and the Big 10. I said, I guess you didn't listen to what I said. That's what he wants to do.
Right.
No one is saying that we think we are, but the fact that he is going that direction, and that's the goal, and not be the little brother to these other conferences, I thought that was cool. I'm excited about it.
I think I was talking to my husband about Yormark, and somebody had made a comment to my husband about how they feel like he's like a used car salesman. And I said, yeah, but the thing is, all these commissioners are salesmen. I mean, that's sort of their job. What I appreciate is that Yormark, he's the salesman, but he actually gets stuff done. Versus the other salesman that we had in the conference last year who kept promising, never delivered. And we all know how that turned out.
They have us over.
Exactly. Where you have Yormark who, yeah, he's talking a big game. He's selling this lofty dream, lofty goal, but so far he's been able to deliver it, unlike the other commissioners who haven't been able to back it up. So I'm with you. I appreciate that he's going out there, he's making moves, he's doing it, and so far he's been successful in it. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about it continuing, and we'll get into some of that, but I appreciate it. He sees the potential of what the conference can be, and he's going to try and do whatever it takes to get it to that level.
It's great. The Pac-12, I think presidents of the schools, I think the commissioners, they were arrogant, weren't forward thinking. And when all these big changes were coming upon it, they weren't ready for it, weren't looking for it, didn't do what it took to stay relevant, and it blew up. So yeah, when I hear Yormark doing this, he's going for it. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Just think about 1 year ago, where our mindset was. Yeah. And I remember after Pac-12 media days, we all bought into the used car salesman, Kleovkov.
He sold me a lemon.
Yeah,
I listened to him.
Exactly. Like, I remember our episode after Pac-12 media days, and we sat here and we said, I feel so good about it. He's got a plan. It's happening. And then it all imploded. It was like a couple weeks later that Colorado left and the whole thing blew up. So Yormark, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? But up to this point, he's been able to deliver what he has said.
I like what he said.
I do like it.
Mentality. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So
feels much better being in this position this year than it did last year.
No kidding. So, and then I have to make this comment, and I'm curious to what others will say about it and their reaction. And doesn't just go for Utah fans. This would affect other teams by this statement is Shedeur Sanders. So he's being interviewed. And he said a bunch of stuff. I don't really care what he said. But what he did say is that the teams that play Colorado, it's their Super Bowl to play Colorado. And I thought, these guys are crazy. Believe me. I don't look at Colorado as Super Bowl for anything. They won 4 games last year. Total.
I know.
What were they in the league? How many did they win in the league? They won 4 total. Was it 4 or did they win 3? I can't even remember.
They only won 4 games total. So, and 2 of those we know it was their first game, Colorado State. So I think maybe they only won 2 in the Pac-12 in conference. Maybe 1.
A lot of Super Bowl winners last year. That's the point.
That was Utah Super Bowl champs.
With our 5th string quarterback, we won the Super Bowl. Did you know that?
I know, Luke Batari, Super Bowl champ. It's such a dumb comment. I think we can all agree it's a dumb comment. But at the same time, it's not the teams making it was the media. We all know it was the media obsession, the media hype that made those games a Super Bowl. I mean, we all saw it last year. I don't think they're going to have that same kind of hype this year. I don't know. I don't see it repeating itself, but I could be totally wrong. But it's just a dumb comment. It's a dumb comment, dude. You were the most sacked quarterback of the entire NCAA last year.
I think he was.
He was. He almost set a record for the all-time sacks that a quarterback has ever had. And yet, it's everybody's Super Bowl to play you? I don't know. I'm the Colorado hype train. Well,
it's a hype train that they create.
I know. Yeah, but people
get on it. They follow the cult. They get on it.
I know.
And people, for me, all I can say, the reason I even care about them, because I really don't, is that I get so sick of hearing them in comments like this, that I want every single team to beat them. And I want Utah to kill them.
Lonnie Johansson, he's predicting 4-9 for Colorado. I mean, right. To be honest, I could see them having the same or even worse. I just don't know.
Better. I think it'll be better, but be that as it may.
I mean, supposedly they've upped their O-line, which was where their issues were. It's so interesting to me every time I listen to Dion, Coach Prime. He's such a conundrum to me because there's things he says that I really, really like. And then like the next sentence he says something, I'm like, oh, I don't agree with that. I don't know.
Like
I don't like the hype train either, but some things he says that I like, but at the same time, unless your last name is Sanders or Hunter, I feel like he doesn't care about anyone else on his team. But who knows? It was such a weird comment. I mean,
No.
it's not our Super Bowl. I mean, we have to go to Boulder this year, and that is going to be more difficult.
Okay, I've got to
Soccer.
reach this subject because I'm.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, I think everybody probably knows who Ollie Gordon is in the Pac-12.
Big 12.
Big 12. Running back for Oklahoma State, perhaps the best running back in the whole country, if not one of the best. He's a great running back. He was I know he was the offensive player of the year for the Big 12. I think he'll be a junior this year, and if he has a good year, I'm sure he'll go into the NFL. Anyway, one of the superstars of the league.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, prior to media days, he got busted for DUI, driving under the influence. And so they come to media day, and Mike Gundy, of course, they're going to get questions on it.
Yeah.
And Mike Gundy answers or tries to answer the questions. And let me first of all say this. I listened to Ollie Gordon, his interviews and things like that. I thought he did a great job in answering
Afterwards?
At media days.
Oh, yeah, because he was there.
He was there. They asked questions about it. He was apologetic. I was impressed with the young man. We all make mistakes, big mistake, but we make mistakes and so forth. I thought he did a good job. I was impressed with him. I don't wish any ill will or anything nothing like that.
No.
But when they asked Gundy about it, the guy went on some weird thing about, yes, he was legally drunk, but barely legally drunk and stuff like that. And then Mike Gundy goes on to say, meaning legally drunk. He goes, I've done that 1,000 times. In other words, I've been drunk 1,000 times, but I've been lucky that I haven't been busted. So, and then he's implying, therefore, that it was unlucky for Ollie Gordon to get busted.
Right.
For breaking the law and being drunk legally. And the other side that no one said anything at media day, and Gundy didn't say it, is that Ollie Gordon is actually underage. He's not even legal age to drink. That's a big deal too. I just thought, as the face of not only the football team, we have to acknowledge that a football coach in many instances is the face of a university. You can probably, I bet everyone in this chat can look, think of colleges and universities, and they'll absolutely know the football coach.
Yeah.
They have no idea who the president of the university is, or for sure the athletic director. So a football coach in today's world, it's just the way it is in many ways, is the face of a university. And the face of Oklahoma State, to a lot of people, comes out and says, well, yeah, I've been drunk driving thousands of times, but you know what? I was a lucky guy. I didn't get busted. Okay.
I think
he's irresponsible as it gets, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. When, it was one of those things where you had to reread what he said a few times to go, did he really just say that? Now, I know he posted something the next day to try and clarify, saying, what I meant was this, but the damage had been done, unfortunately. And in reality, it felt like he's trying to excuse it. I also do feel like the fact that they're not, and punish is not really the word I want to use, but it doesn't seem like they're disciplining Gordon in any way through the football program. I mean, they say they're going to do it internally, all of that, but he's not going to miss any games. He didn't miss media day, all of that. I don't know. It just feels like they're just letting him kind of skate by it. Again, this is my perception of it. I don't know what they're doing internally, but that's what it feels like. And that feels wrong to me. I mean, the guy's busted for getting behind the wheel while he's drunk, and you're kind of just going, oh, it's fine.
It's not, though.
We'll deal with it internally. It's no big deal. But it is a big deal.
I pulled up some stats. Now, I know this is a football thing.
Okay.
But the reason it's important is, I don't know if you saw Jordan Addison, I think was it last night or a day or so ago, who used to play for USC, now plays for the Vikings. He was busted for suspicion of DUI. I think George has had like, I don't know, man, a ton of players.
Yeah, they just had other ones
recently for DUI.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember the name Henry Ruggs? Raiders fans, you ought to remember him.
Oh, yeah.
First round draft pick, drunk, driving to 100 and something, kills somebody. His life's ruined.
Well, and that Oregon player was just killed by a drunk driver.
Alcohol was involved. And I was looking at some,
allegedly, right?
Just some stats, and I go, geez, every 79 seconds, someone is killed or injured in a drunk driving accident. A minute 10. All third of traffic accidents are alcohol involved. 37 people in the United States die in drunk driving crashes every day. Drunk driving deaths are up 31%. A couple of years ago, there was 338,000 people who were injured in drunk driving crashes. All you have to ask yourself is, okay, not only did Ollie Gordon put himself at risk and a wonderful future that's ahead of him, but he could kill innocent people. How would you feel if your husband or wife or children were killed by the drunk driver?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very serious thing. And that's all I'm trying. And it just bugs me that it's looked as, oh, it's sort of just this little misdemeanor, no big deal. No, it's a huge deal. There's a lot of carnage, a lot of death, a lot of suffering throughout our country because of this. No one should drive in today's world with Ubers and so forth. So when I hear this stuff at media days, Ollie Gordon, fine, he handled it well, but I think he should be suspended some games. I just think you got to learn, but whatever. But for Mike Gundy, to come in and just kind of downplay it and make these stupid comments, for me, he should have said, look, this is terrible. We don't accept it. It's dangerous. None of my players should be doing this. We're going to handle it. It's going to, there will be things done. We're going to deal with it. And that's my statement. And move on. But no, don't look like a fool. Okay, I've said enough.
No. Well, I think it's the hardest thing to do as a coach, as a leader, to sit somebody down who you know is going to benefit benefit your team as a star player.
They don't win without it.
Right. But if he messes up, he has to face the consequences. I mean, we've had Utah players that have had stuff happen. They sit. And again, whatever they're going to do to handle it, it just feels like they're not handling it. I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't love the way, like you said, it was kind of made light of. But that's all we need to say about it. Media days. I don't know. Let's talk a little bit. I don't want to end media day on that note. I want to talk just a little bit about Utah.
Yeah.
And some of the things that were said. And so in the chat, let us know the things that kind of stood out to you. I mean, one thing, obviously, one of the big questions was Cam. And everyone was asking Whitt about Cam, and people were asking Cam himself how he's doing. And but one of the things Whitt talked about, and this is how I felt last year, this is something that I've said over and over again, is that with Cam, obviously it's his on-field talent, his on-field production. When he is the quarterback, we need him there. But more than anything, it's his leadership skills. And I think that is where we really struggled last year. Obviously, talent-wise, we were kind of a step down. But Cam just has this innate, people gravitate towards him. The whole team gravitates towards him. They follow him. They do what he says. And it's not just the offense. Obviously, when he's out there, he's running the offense. He's the one calling the plays a lot of times, doing what they need to do, but it's even the defensive guys. Everybody just follows Cam. So, and Whittingham talked about this, that he just has that innate it factor. You can't put a finger on it. You can't coach it. It just is. You either have it or you don't. To me, that's where I'm most excited to have Cam back, is because of that. We had no leadership last year, at least what it felt like.
I'd agree. I mean, I'd look at it as experience, leadership, and skill. He has it all, particularly with what we had last year. Barnes, he did what he could do.
Oh yeah,
that was his ability. But this is you right? We're at a different level, but Cam has that leadership, and teams need guys like that because that's who really gets things going. Let's face it.
Well, right.
The players,
and
respect for each other. So
and he had some fun at media days. He poked that bear a little bit and made some comments, stoked the rivalry a little, which is fine. But I don't know how much more you want to say about media days. It is what it is. It felt really fast. It was one afternoon that your team's there and then it's over. But it means the season is getting closer.
Yeah, we're getting there. Sorry to hear that, Lonnie.
Oh yeah, that's awful, Lonnie. Jeez, yeah.
Let me throw this out. I'm sure you've have heard that, and these are serious. I guess they're rumors still at this point, but they're serious rumors because I've read it on different sports sites that there's a real chance that Clemson and Florida State come to the Big 12. What do you think about that?
Well, I've even seen stuff today about 4 teams coming to the Big 12. And I don't know who the other 2 would be. I mean, Clemson and Florida State seem like the ones you keep hearing over and over again. Kind of like we said before, I'm glad it's not us in that seat this year. I'm glad that we're feeling at least settled for now. I mean, I'd love it. Well, come on over. Let's play Dabo. Gary,
I want to play Dabo. I want to see Dabo come goofily running into Rice-Eccles Stadium. Seriously. I want the Seminoles to come into Rice-Eccles Stadium and bring their guy and show us, you see, we can do this.
Does he travel?
I don't know. I would hope so.
No, I bet he doesn't travel. The guy that does the spear?
Yeah, what's the Indians? Can I say Indian or am I going to get banned?
No.
I'm not saying it derogatory YouTube. Native American. A Seminole.
Right. I don't think he travels with the team and does that. And other
Rice-Eccles, the Utes and the Seminoles.
Well, that would be sweet, but I bet he doesn't travel. I don't know, Florida State, but it would be cool. I kind of going back to we were talking about Yormark and everything. And Anasazi, you kind of said at super conferences, I think we all see what's coming. So I want to be in the position of being ahead of that, working towards it. You don't want to get left behind. So yeah, let's build this conference up.
So here's the question. I read an article. I think it was from, let's see, Mike Farrell Sports. I can't remember the author. And he was talking about it and the real possibility that it's out there. The question, though, like at the end of the article, he said, okay, but here's the question you have to ask yourself, is that the Big 12 would need to help buy them out of their ACC contracts? And would you be willing to have unequal distribution of revenues? In other words, they probably get more. Would you be all right with Florida State and Clemson? And the stipulation is they would come to the Big 12, help them a little bit on getting them out of the ACC, but they get a little more money than the Utes. And any other?
No.
That's a question. I'm telling you what.
Utah's on top right now. They can pay us to come be in the Big 12. I don't know. I mean, all the revenue sharing, all those whatever. I guess at the end of the day, if my school's making the money we need, I don't know. It doesn't feel good though.
Okay,
I would
okay.
rather it be equal.
No, it doesn't. But I could look. I would sign it for a while. I would put a limit on the years. I would say forever.
Oh, for sure.
You know, a certain number of years, maybe they get a little more money.
But that was the same. That was the problem with USC and UCLA is they said, well, we're up here. We deserve all of this. And then when everyone else was saying, no, we should be equal, then they bounced and blew up the entire system. So you don't want a repeat of that.
No, I don't think we would get that. I'm just saying, yeah, you have to admit though, having Clemson and Florida State, maybe Miami. Who else was I hearing?
Well, Notre Dame keeps getting thrown around there.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that coming.
I don't know. I don't know who else would.
But I got to say that would lift the conference up to getting to where we want to be, equal to the other big two. What is there? I mean,
Louisville. Louisville, is that one that's being talked about? Louisville? Interesting. Miami, going back to the game we're going to play them in 2027, the best memes and things out there talking about Mario Cristobal and how he's, as soon as he sees the news, he's going to quit and he's not going to be around. He doesn't want to play Utah in Allegiant Stadium again. Oh, that was funny.
And Anasazi, right on, man.
Ooh, thank you again, man.
Yeah, Notre Dame's not coming to the Big 12. Not now. Not right now.
Notre Dame is so interesting. At what point, or if ever, are they going to want to join a conference? I don't know. Anasazi, I'm not sure yet what away games we're going to go to. I don't know. You want to go to Oklahoma State, but I don't know. We haven't really looked into it.
I don't know yet.
I don't know. Stillwater.
I want to wear my cowboy hat, so.
Well, then that would be a good one to go to. I just heard it's hard to get to, just like all these small college towns, which we've done those before, but I don't know. We'll let you know. But hey, why don't you come to Salt Lake? Come to Rice Eccles. Come to a game here. It's beautiful.
All right. Here's an interesting topic. I think will generate some thought. So I read an article. Again, it was from Mike Farrell Sports, and he listed 5 overrated. What are we?
Okay.
Yeah, go to the Utah State game.
Oh yeah,
travel to Utah State.
That's a maybe. We'll let you know. That could be a good one.
Where's the place? That food place? Maddox. Get me some chicken on the way, and on the way back, get me some fried chicken. Okay.
Overrated coach.
Overrated coaches. And then I know where Feinbaum made a statement. Little neck Feinbaum.
Pencil neck.
I really don't care much about what he says, but I kind of liked what he said in this case. Let me go down. Here's the 5 overrated.
Just spilled on myself.
We're going to go.
I spilled on myself, not the table.
She spilled.
Just on myself, not the equipment. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to wear my cowboy hat and
to Colorado.
Well, it's in Colorado, so I'm not going up to Boulder.
I've heard Boulder's beautiful. Anyways,
all
okay.
Right.
Overrated coaches.
Overrated. At least this is Mike Farrell's assessment. He goes at number 5. What has he got? James Franklin from Penn State.
Oh.
He's not saying these aren't good coaches. Let me just.
Yeah.
It's just that they get a lot of hype, and he's saying they're overrated for the hype they get. And with Franklin, yeah, he says he's a good coach. He did great things at Vanderbilt. He got the job, but in reality, he's not winning the big games. True. Or getting to the top of the league, so he's overrated.
He beat up. I don't know. He's not one that would be top of mind for me, but I get the argument too. Yeah, I guess.
Steve Sarkisian is number 4 on his list, and he knows him and he likes him. But what he said, and I think is accurate as the head coach. So you have to take out last year he was 12-2, but beside that, his record is 59-47 as a head coach. So I mean, a lot of people are putting him on this pedestal of one of the top coaches. Well, he's saying no, he's overrated in that regard. Good coach, but he's getting a little too much hype because they had a nice run. We'll see how they do now in the SEC. They may just, if he continues, then it's not. But up to this point, it's a little much.
Well, and he's hard because he's coached at
Dabo,
quite a few different places, so it's. But yeah, he's never been able to kind of.
SC Washington, he had issues though, and he's overcome it, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Jay-Z Bear. Okay.
And Kelly.
Stay tuned. He has at number 3 overrated Kalen DeBoer, the now Bama coach. Was of course the Washington coach.
I don't agree with that one.
Why?
Look what DeBoer did last year. I mean, they made it to the championship.
Okay. Yes, but has he been consistent enough? And what's going to happen?
Well, who knows what's going to happen now, but
everyone's giving these props that he's one of like the very best in the country. Well, he's just saying.
Yeah, but he came in, took over a Washington team that was really down in the dumps, and then turned it around in a year versus the guy you're going to talk about who's number 1 on the list came in, took over a team that had the exact same record as the Washington team, didn't quite turn it around in the same way.
The tough thing that he's saying here is that a 9-3 season is going to look like a failure at Alabama.
Well, that's true.
He's in a rough spot.
I mean, that's true, but
we'll see. Anyway, he's got Kalen DeBoer. I get his argument. Hey, who said this? Anyway, number 2, Brian Kelly from LSU. Hey, the old Notre Dame coach. I mean, they had some run. He gives his reason, but he has his number 2 spot for overrated is Kelly. And one of the reasons is last year he had the Heisman Trophy winner. He has talent, so he has no excuses anymore. But what he said is that his neglect of the defense and not improving the defense caused their demise. They were not there. Anyway,
sounds familiar.
For me, I agree with that. Brian Kelly never has been one of my favorite. I always thought he's overrated.
No. I mean,
see him on the sidelines. We're all propping him up. Not for me.
No. And that the not paying attention to the defense is, again, indicative of the number 1 guy.
Who's number 1
on this list?
Who's number 1 overrated?
Texas Mike. Who do you think it is?
Hey, yeah. Texas Mike. Who do you think is the number 1 overrated head coach, college football?
My best buddy, Mr. Lincoln Riley.
There you go.
Oh, I love being right. Texas Mike, Texas Mike can vouch.
Been all over this.
You can vouch for me. I have been saying this for the past 2 years, and it's like now finally, before this season, suddenly all the talking heads are starting to actually say it. I've been saying it for the last 2 years.
They should be talking to Bryn. They really should be.
Consulting
with her.
They must be listening to the podcast and getting this from me because I don't know. Lincoln Riley, I mean, there's so much to say about the guy. Fantastic offensive coach, fantastic quarterback coach. Obviously, he knows what to do to develop quarterback talent, but he's not the guy to take an entire team and elevate them. Thank you, Amy Wan Kenobi.
Kissing up. Enough of that.
No, they know I've been saying it. I've never, and see, Oklahoma State people, you'll like this because I've never liked Lincoln Riley. I think he's soft. He's so soft. He whines about everything. He doesn't take accountability. And yeah, he's just not head coach material. And Pencil Neck Feinbaum actually came out and said it today.
What did that little twerp say?
I know. And see, I don't like Feinbaum. We make fun of him, obviously. He came out and said that if he'd been the athletic director, he would have fired Lincoln Riley after last year. And he feels like he's overrated.
I am gonna miss
the towel
watching the
boys.
Cowboys put their towels down when we play them.
I know. Well, and I do think, to be honest, I don't know that Lincoln Riley's gonna last. He's not gonna last as a college head coach. I think he'll end up in the NFL as like a.
No, he won't.
I think he will.
No way. His style isn't going to work in the NFL.
Not as a head coach.
He'll be an OC somewhere.
He could be an offensive coordinator somewhere,
college.
but I think he's going to go to the NFL. Yeah, because he develops the Heisman winners. So I think he'll go to the NFL and do some of that. Oh, the towel. You know what?
I should get a towel out.
The towel boys, we're going to have to resurrect that sometimes. We can't say goodbye to the towel boys.
So here's what Mike Farrell said. So, I mean, truth is, Lincoln Riley is 74-18. Okay. That's his total record. So, yes.
I mean, that's
if you go just by that.
That's good. That's a good record.
But according to him, he inherited a loaded Oklahoma program from Bob Stoops when he jumped into that. And he made playoff appearances. So, yes. If he was writing this article then, he would not be on this list. And that is the point where USC brought him in.
Right.
Because
they'd had it with Clay Helton.
Yeah. But he said that he fell off in 20 and 21. And with a Heisman QB, and we all know who that is, your favorite QB, the guy who likes to wear dresses,
little crybaby,
fingernails.
Crybaby Caleb. Oh, I'm going to miss him too.
He's only 19-8 through 2 seasons at USC, and his team took a big step backwards. That's why he's overrated. And
I mean, to me, it's
Texas Mike. That's the reality.
Obviously, he has a strong record, but when after Utah beat them last year in the Coliseum, and he let his players sit out from talking to the media, that solidified my thoughts of him forever and ever. You're soft. He's soft. He's not head coach material.
That's baby poo, whoever.
Yeah, baby poo soft. He is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Chicago. Good luck, Chicago.
I heard he hasn't signed his contract yet. But
I know. I saw that floating around. I'm not sure if that's just rumor, but hey, I could see it happening because he's soft too.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to do some comments on comments.
We haven't done this in a long time. This should be fun. We're going
to put some slides up on the screen so people could read them, but we had some technical difficulties, so we're just going to have to read them.
That's fine.
And then make some comments. So we do read comments, and sometimes
we do look at them.
I think we've had Texas Mike before, and we've commented on his comments.
Oh, yeah.
So we do it. This is from Matt P. I'm not going to say his name because I actually looked him up. I wanted to see who this guy was, and having found out.
See, be careful. Gary's going to do a deep dive on you if you make a comment.
After I figured out where he was from, it made perfect sense, I think.
Okay.
But he watched, I don't know, it was one of our videos, I don't know, 2-3 weeks back anyway. He goes, "What a poorly organized video. Just pathetic. Uneducated Utah fans who don't know anything about the Big 12. Well, Matt P., you don't know nothing." But knowing where his heart lies makes perfect sense on the idiocy that is this comment.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Uneducated, sure. We don't know anything. Moving on.
This is from Big Papa Stumma. That's a cool name, actually.
We like the comments just to see what your handles are, your YouTube handles.
I know.
You guys come up with some very interesting ones.
Big Papa Stumma. I don't know where he's affiliation.
Okay.
I have an idea, but the hype on Utah has got to stop. It's almost as bad as the Colorado hype.
Oh.
Utah. Okay, so there's so much here we've got to dissect. Utah won't even finish top 4 in the Big 12, calling it now for Big Papa Stumma. Okay. First of all, the hype on Utah has got to stop. Well, see, here's the thing. It's not a bunch of Utah fans that are making up the hype. What Utah fans are doing is we're just publishing and quoting what national writers, experts, and media personnel and organizations are saying. That's it.
Well,
It's
yes.
not hype. We're just saying what everyone thinks is going to happen.
There's some Utah fans that are creating the hype, but no, we're just going with what's being said. And how dare you compare us to Colorado? That one hurt.
You see, that's the other thing. Is that Colorado is a hype machine. They've got
That's all they are is hype.
Sanders' son is out there promoting it. They record everything.
Yeah.
They've been a crap program. They haven't won anything. That's different. That kind of hype, and then quoting almost every legitimate pundit saying that Utah is going to be in the hunt for the Big 12 championship. That's not hype. That's just what we're saying.
Amy, every fan base hypes up their team before the season. The only difference is that the media and Vegas agree with us.
Boom.
There you go. Oh, Texas Mike. Thank you. God, you're the best.
Okay. What the? Equalizer 1946. Does this mean he was born in 1946?
I doubt
Dang,
that.
dude, you're 70.
I really doubt that, but maybe.
77. Okay, see this is just Utah will lose at least 6 games. The schedule is not as easy as it appears. Watch out for the newbies. Now, I don't know who the newbies are.
Well,
but by saying Utah's going to lose 6 games, okay, that's just being dumb.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if the entire team is decimated again like we were last year, I guess that's the only possibility of that happening. But no. And I don't know what watch out for the newbies means, because the newbies, that's us, Colorado, Arizona, and Arizona State. Oh, we're used to playing them.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. But see, to me, when I don't mind people giving their opinions and their comments, and they might not like Utah. But when someone goes, they're going to lose at least 6 games. See, they're just being dicks at that point. They're not even being rational.
Uneducated, I think, is the word people like to use.
No.
They are uneducated is what I'm saying. I know the commenters. If you think Utah's going to lose 6 games,
they're not. You're just not serious people.
Okay, moving on. Do we have any good ones?
Yeah. Okay.
Did people say anything nice?
Okay, this is from Flush Jackson.
Oh, okay.
He's one of our Oregon followers. He's followed us for a couple of years. We appreciate his comments. I'm going to miss playing Oregon.
Oh, me too.
It's been a great rivalry, man.
A lot of respect there, which
I gotta say,
I didn't expect that to happen in the last few years, but it seemed Oregon and Utah have become.
But I think in our last pod, I think we talked about the rankings of stadiums to play at.
Yeah, the best atmospheres.
Yeah, toughest places to play.
Yes,
I can't remember the exact order right offhand, but he said that the toughest places to play rankings is way the hell off.
Okay.
Because he said, and I agree, man, both Allegiant Stadium, that's Oregon, and Rice Eccles are legitimately a nightmare to play at. The Big 10 is about to find out, and the Big 12 is going to get a wake-up call. So many teams on that list weaseled their way out of playing in Eugene. Yeah, I thought I've been to Allegiant, is it once or twice?
I've been twice. I think you just gone the one time.
One time, yeah, it was pretty insane.
Yeah, Utah was 18th on that list. I can't remember where Oregon ended up, but man, I think it's the idea that people have in their minds that you can't have tough football places to play in the West. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of the bias towards it, and now Big 10, Big 12, you're going to find out that that's really not the case. These places are hard to play in. They have great atmospheres.
Yeah.
So I invite you all to come to Rice Eccles. It's a fantastic stadium to be in. It's gorgeous, and it's a tough place to play. Don't underestimate it.
Okay. This is from Stormy Cyclone.
It's a great name.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Utah, Oregon, Natty.
Oh, can you even imagine that?
That'd be so much fun. That really would be fun.
That'd be amazing.
Shoot.
Let's manifest it into the universe.
Have
Pac-12
faith.
Pilgrim.
Whatever faith you are, put that out.
Hey, Pac-12 Pilgrim, are you going to change your name? You can't have Pac-12
it's gotta be
anymore.
Big 12 Pilgrim.
The Pac-2? You have to change it to the Pac-2?
Okay. Stormy Cyclone. You know, I'd love to see some pictures of people. Utah. A very gritty, tough team. Boom. Yeah, agreed. They will be close to the top, depending on the health of the team. Well, that part is any team.
Right. I mean, that's, yeah.
I think it is a 6-team race, so I'm not guaranteeing a conference championship. I would actually agree with all of that. I think Utah's in the mix and can actually win it, but there's some really good teams there. I think there are 4, 5, 6 teams that in the end could be at the top. This is not going to be an easy run.
No,
Not
and
at
we
all.
have said that this whole time. Don't associate us with saying we're going to walk in and just win. No, we are not guaranteeing anything. I think Utah has great chances. I think they'll be towards the top, but this is going to be a hard road, just like it is every season. You have to show up every week. You got to play the game. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Anyone who guarantees it is dumb.
All right, here we go. Last one. Now, I don't know who this dude is. Jake Jaboy Crane. Jake's Takes. I've seen this on Twitter. I have no idea.
He's a sports he's with Daily Wire.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, they have like their sport. I think that's who puts their show out there. I mean, they've got podcasts and all that. He's just a sports. I don't know what his background is, or the other guys that are on that show, but that's who he is.
All right. Well, he said, so this was his post on X. Utah is the most dangerous new team in a conference year one, the Big 12. And of course, you get a bunch of replies in agreement and in disagreement. And this was one of the disagreeers.
Okay.
I was going to have this on a slide, but because of technical difficulties, I had to cross out his name and stuff.
Oh yeah, we're not going to be that.
I didn't want it shown.
We're not going to dox anybody here.
But again, seeing where his affiliation was.
Okay.
And the school that he's going to support within the Big 12.
Yes.
He said, so again, Jake's Take, Utah's is the most dangerous team in the conference, in a new conference year one.
Right. The most dangerous newcomer.
Yeah. The no name, hogwash. Boy, that's profound language right there. Hogwash. When was the last time any of you used hogwash on anything?
Okay.
Hogwash. They, meaning Utah, lost 5 games last year, including their 5th straight bowl loss to powerful Northwestern. Okay, he's trying to slap us around. It's not working, but he's trying. Did they inherit 25-star transfers? What the?
Anasazi. Oh my gosh. You're going to go to bed and dream about a Utah national championship against Oregon.
Yeah, we'll all dream tonight.
I added that part, but man, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, if we head up to that Utah State game, we'll for sure let you know. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Seriously.
So this guy's take is that he's basing everything off of Utah's season last year, which is dumb.
Okay, we'll break it down. First of all, yeah, we lost 5 games last year. 5 games, and we were playing 3rd string to 5th string by the end of the year.
5th string.
What it shows is this dude.
Texas Mike, I'm not going there, and you know it.
What was the question?
We're not going to even go there.
So to slam us from last year means he's just being an idiot.
Yeah.
Another one of the dicks that trying to just, because anyone that follows Utah football understands what happened last year. So I don't really care what anyone thinks. We all know what happened. I'll say this. This is the interesting thing. So this is the idiocy you get with people. I know what team this dude follows. Because, I could see by his name and everything else. He slams Utah for losing 5 games last year.
Okay.
And we were playing with our 2s, 3s, 2 or 5s at the end of the season. We lost 5 games. And all of our losses were to teams that were actually ranked in the top 25 at the end and near the top.
Right.
This guy's team. So we were 8-5.
Yeah.
Is that right? I think that's right. Regular season. This guy they were 5-7, his team. So he's slamming Utah and the losses. Be that as it may. That's the kind of stuff you have to put up with. But I think it's going to be a fantastic season. I'm looking forward to it, being able to analyze things before and after, get to know the other teams and schools and locations. And it's coming fast. How many?
Oh, yeah.
How many days?
We just hit 50 a few days ago. I think I remember seeing people post that we're 50 days away. I think I saw something that fall camp starts. It's like the 26th, 27th of July. So it's in a couple weeks.
Excellent.
I just saw that date get posted. So yeah, it's going to be here so fast. We can't wait to keep talking about it. I mean, it's football, college football.
So much fun. I need it so bad. Right now there's this lull.
Oh yeah.
For me anyway. Now I'm not really a baseball guy.
No.
Hockey ended, which was fantastic. So I need football to start. So what's the question we got here from
Jer Z Bear? If you made the playoffs, would you want the first round? Would you want to have a first round bye, or would you want to host a playoff game? I mean, in reality, I'd rather have a bye because that means you're in a better spot to win. Obviously, it'd be fun to have a game in your stadium, but I want the best shot at winning.
Yeah, that is a good question. Because it would be great to have a game. But if you had a bye, that meant
you're one of the top teams.
One of the top teams, and that would be an advantage, I would think. So that's probably where I would lean. But
I mean, this whole year coming up and the way the playoffs are going to be and just the 12 teams, and now it's a whole new ball game here. So it's going to be fun to see how it all shakes out. This traditional bowl game, playoff, all that stuff, it's gone.
So who's
new horizons?
Amy Wan Kenobi, who's going to be QB2? I think. I mean, we still have fall camp coming up. Who knows? But personally, I think it's going to be Wilson is going to be. Well, let me back that up. That's a tough one because they may want to hold. If Rose, I felt like Wilson kind of took the second spot by the end of spring.
Right.
So if it levels off and Rose is the guy and they can hold off on Wilson and he wants to, I guess it's not his choice, but in today's world, he'll leave if he doesn't play. Someone's going to leave if they don't play.
Yeah.
But if Wilson wanted to wait a year and Rose was actually ready to play, then I could see that happening. But if I was just to go, whoever the best number 2 is, I bet Wilson would be the guy. That's my call. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but
I don't know. I mean, at this point, Rose, we haven't been able to see him really. We didn't get to see him all of fall last year, and with spring, you barely get to see anything. So we'll see how the chatter starts happening in a couple weeks when fall camp starts. But if the long-term future is Wilson, then I want to see him be named number 2 so he doesn't leave. But like you said, whoever's not named, I think they'll leave. But
right now, the QB room is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Cam Risings. behind him. I mean, to that level, of course. I mean, the guy's been in the program.
Well, I was going to say, you don't have anyone else who's been in the program for 7 years.
I feel like that what we have in the backup, if something happened, we're not going to end up in the same situation as we were last year.
No. Well, knock on wood that never.
Got any wood around here?
That never happens again.
Gosh.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Again, make sure you are subscribed.
Right.
Oh, Heward. Yeah, he's the other one.
Right.
So we do have quite a few.
There's going to be some movement at some point.
QBs. Make sure you're following along all of our social channels, and we'll keep doing the episodes. And then, yeah, August is going to be here before we know it. And then
45.
Oh my gosh. Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. We haven't seen you in the chat.
She was in there earlier.
45 days. Oh, enjoy your summer. Gear up, everybody.
I need it to cool off, though. I'm baked.
Oh, no kidding. I was just talking to, I did a Georgia podcast last night, and I was talking to the guys. They live in Georgia, and he was saying how there it was 106 with 90% humidity. So it's been hot here. It's been 105, 104 here in Utah, but we don't.
I'd be dead.
Can you imagine?
That'd be it. Game over.
Oh my gosh. But yes, we need some cooler weather. We need the fall to be here, and we need football back. Go Utes.